Hello and welcome to the XApp Frontend Setup tutorial. In this video, I will be showing you step by step on how to set up the front end of the apps included in the XApp package. There are 4 apps that are included in this package. They are the CNews app, Rococo Restaurant app, cProfile Company app, and Thoughts and Share WordPress app. Now in this video, for example, we will set up the front end of the CNews app. The other apps follow the same procedure, so if you know how to set up one app, you will know how to set up the front end of the other app as well. Now if you have purchased X app, there will be a documentation for each of the apps in the package. I have opened the documentation for CNews, and we will follow the steps mentioned here, how to set up the front end. So we will go to how do I start on the left panel. So we click on that, and here it is being explained on how to set it up. If you have purchased the X app, you will receive a theme package which I have placed on the desktop, app package.zip. So let's extract this to the desktop. So once it extracts, you will find that there are documentations available for each and every app, both front end and back end. So we will set up the front end of one of the apps. For example, let's pick CNews. So here we are. This is the unzipped folder. Let's enter into this, and you will find that there are 3 files here. Sorry, 3 folders: app file, documentation, and license. App file basically contains the files of the apps, the 4 apps: CNews, Company app, Rococo, and Thoughts and Share. Both the backend and front end. Each of them has the backend and front end files. The documentation contains the backend documentation of all the 4 apps and also the front end documentation of all the apps. So let's open the front end documentation of CNews app, index.html. This is what we will be following. And to get to the installation part, the setup part, we click on how do I start in the left panel. Once we click there, here the steps are being explained. And before we come to this, let us paste the app files. So we come back to the app file folder and click on CNews app. Here you will see 2 folders, the back end and the front end. So we'll be setting up the front end now. We click on front end, and you see that there are these files available. So what we will do is we will copy the front end folder, copy front end, and I shall paste it on the desktop. You can paste it wherever you want your project to be. So I'll paste it here, and I'll rename this as CNews, or maybe I'll just keep it as app. You can name it whatever you want, that is up to you, and you can place it also wherever you want. Now we will follow the documentation step by step on how to set up this app. So the first step mentioned here is to install the Ionic framework. So we need to install the Ionic framework and Cordova on our machine. So let's follow the link given here and open it in a new tab. In this new link, they're going to explain how to install Cordova and Ionic on our machine. So if we scroll down a bit, you can read all this in detail if you want. The main thing we have to concern ourselves with is the line over here. To install Cordova, make sure you have node.js installed. So we don't have node.js installed. So I'm going to open this again in another new tab. And if you do have node.js installed, then you can just skip ahead to this command. I will get this soon. Now for all those people who don't have Node, we will download the node.js. Now I'm using a Mac, so I'm downloading it for the OS X. And if you have Windows, then you'll have to download it for the Windows version. Once the node.js finishes downloading, Let us open that and install the package. Click on continue, click on agree, install for all users on this computer, click on that and click continue, and finally install. Now it's asking for the credentials. Enter the credentials of your user. Wait for the installation to finish. Click on close. And now let's go back and install the Cordova and Ionic. So now that Node.js is installed, we can copy this command, open our terminal, and no matter where you are, just paste it, because we are installing Cordova globally. That is what the -G stands for, and we click enter. So it's asking for the password again. Enter your password of your machine or of your user, and it will take some time to download and install it onto your machine. There, now that Cordova has finished installing, let us scroll down and copy this command, which is going to install Ionic globally. So it's going to install. Let us paste it here and click on enter. It's going to ask for your password if you have any. Enter that, click enter, and now it is going to download and install Ionic onto your machine globally. Once we have finished installing Ionic globally on our computer, let us head back to the documentation. Now we will proceed to the second step, that is installing the app. So we click on step number 2. It's going to take us to the second step, and the first sub step of that is unzip the folder you have downloaded from Envato. Well, we've already done that. We've already unzipped the package.zip and we've got the folder. Then next is move the unzipped folder to your preferred path inside your computer. Well, I've kept it on the desktop. Now this app package contains all the 4 apps, so I've just taken one of the apps, that is CNews app, and the front end of that, and these files I've placed it in this folder here on the desktop app, as you can see here. So we've completed the third step. Okay, sorry, we've completed the second step. Third step is open your terminal and go to your selected path. So let us open terminal and go into our path where we've placed the app. I've placed it on the desktop, so I will go to the desktop and app folder. Okay, now the fourth step is, if you don't have Bower installed in your system, run sudo npm install -g Bower in the terminal. So this is for all those users who don't have Bower installed in their system. So we can paste it here, and -g again, as I've said before, this is going to install Bower globally into your system. We click on enter. Now it will ask for your password because we've given sudo, which is an administrator rights. So we enter the password. There. Now that Bower is installed, let's go to the next step, which is run npm install in order to install all the node modules required by the app. So let's copy npm install and paste it here. Click enter, and it's going to install all the nodes. There, it's complete. Sixth step is run Bower install in order to install the JavaScript libraries which are required by the app. So we copy Bower install and paste it here and click enter. So Bower, all the dependencies are installed. Now the next step is run Ionic serve to start a local dev server and watch compile. So our app is now ready, and we can run the app by this command. Paste it in here, enter, and the app is up and running. As you can see here, The app is functioning as it should. And yeah, this is how we set up the front end of all the apps.